Hi, my name is Ms. Cologne, and I am a ELL MLL virtual content specialist for middle school social studies. Today, we're going to be focusing on Unit 3, Day 15. This is a student-facing video, and we're focusing on open door policy in China. And our focus question is, how did the United States increase its military strength? The lesson objective is to analyze the impact of the open door policy in China and examine US influence on world affairs at the turn of the 20th century. So, when we begin this lesson, we see this map of the spheres of influence. Now, you may or may not know what that is, but it's okay because the definition is here. A sphere of influence is a country or area in which another country has power to affect development, although it has no formal authority. So they don't really have like political power, like to run in the government or become a leader. But in this case, they affect the developments economically because they're able to trade with China. Because China has had a history of being isolationist, meaning that it didn't want to trade with others. Okay. And if we see on the map, Japan, Russia, Great Britain, Germany, and the French are involved. And of course, but someone's missing. Who's missing here, right? We'll get to there. And here you have an excerpt that can tell you more about it. Now, with regards to this excerpt, if you'd like to read it in your home language, and copy and paste it right into Google Translate and it will translate it for you, whatever home language you may have. If you're having an issue with a vocabulary word, you can copy and paste it right here in vocabulary.com, right? So moving forward, let's look at these questions related to this map. Which European power do you think had the most influence over Asia and why? Basically, which color had the most territory? Ah, green. So we see the British. And why? Why do you think? Usually, if you control more territory, that means you have more power. Very good. Which world power is not listed? And why do you think they are missing? The United States. Why do you think they're missing? What do you guys think? Perhaps they weren't strong enough. Perhaps they're emerging as a world power. Sure. How do you think these spheres of influence affected international trade, and how might they affect world politics and diplomacy? You should know what this all means. So, let's do this question. How do you think these spheres of influence affected international trade? Can anyone just trade here in these ports? No, right? Only the people that control it, right? So that definitely means that places like the United States can't doesn't they don't have access to China, right? And how might this affect world politics and diplomacy? So of course, there's going to be people that are going to feel excluded, such as the United States, right? They're going to want the piece of the action. And of course, with regards to diplomacy, if you want a piece of the action, what might you do? So if you want to get involved, how might you go about it? Contact China, okay? You want to communicate and you want to communicate in a way that's not aggressive, right? So we're going to see what the United States is going to do. And we have this open door note submitted by US Secretary of State John Hay, September 6, 1899. Again, you can copy and paste this into Google Translate if you'd like to read it in your home language side by side. You can also rewordify the text on rewordify.com to get a simplified version of the text. And here I kind of highlighted the really important pieces to this puzzle. Now, something that can really help you is this KWL chart. The whole unit is all about imperialism. We know about imperialism, we know about expansion, foreign policy, spheres of influence, right? What do you want to know? Open door policy. What is it? How does it happen? How does it happen? And then at the end, you want to kind of fill this out. And you can also use the see, think, wonder activity. What do you see in the text? What do you think this text is about? And what questions or wonderings do you have? Anyway, back to the text itself. Let's see what it says. So, these highlighted parts are the most important pieces to this puzzle. To remove any cause of irritation or problem, to ensure at the same time to the commerce or the ability to trade of all nations in China, all nations, not just a select few, right? Um, there are undoubted benefits, right? Which can, of course, come through the formal recognition by the various powers, AKA these people here, right? And they shall enjoy perfect equality of treatment for their commerce, meaning everyone should be able to trade wherever they want in China. There shouldn't be parts that only a certain people get, right? And then it says the United States would be pleased or happy to see His German Majesty's government give formal assurances or formal declaration or statement and lend its cooperation in securing like assurances. So basically, guaranteeing, giving us the okay or the yes from the other interested powers, right? So this is clearly the United States is trying to say, hey, we want to get involved too. And, we come with peace. We're writing you this note. We're letting you know what our intention is, and we would love for you to accept. And then they kind of get into these different features of the statement, right? How exactly can this open door function, or how can it work, right? So, of course, you want to make sure you understand that. And for your discussion, whenever you think about purpose, why was it written? And, right, what is the purpose of John Hay's open door note? Why did John Hay create or write the open door note? The United States wants to trade with China, right? They want an open door policy. What does Hay purpose to do in China? How is this different from previous American foreign policies? You can draw from so many examples for that second part, right? You have Hawaii, you have the Philippines, you have Cuba, you have Puerto Rico, you have the Panama Canal, right? And what does Hay want? So basically, for the first part, what does Hay want to do in China, right? What's his goal? And last but not least, what effect might this proposition have on US influence in the region? So make an inference or prediction. What effect can this suggestion have on US influence in China? I hope this helps.